What's up, YouTube? It's a nice thing here, back with another video. And I'm like, y'all look like this and got the same clothes on? Yeah. I'm just trying to speak from the heart, man. I ain't gonna lie. This is really a event session, I ain't gonna lie. And like I said, I know I made one about my mother. I just want to make one about my father. The love of my father. Real spill. I do love my father. My father wasn't around. He was absent. Can't lie about that. Had some experiences with him. I'm not gonna act like, yeah, like I said, it always been bad. Not gonna act like I didn't never love my father. I'm not gonna, like I said, I never been the type of person to try to front and act like I wasn't the way I was, and the way I felt is the way I felt, you know, in the sense of like family or caring about somebody. Care about my father deeply. I love my father deeply because that's my father. That's part of the reason why I'm here. I look like him. I can look in the mirror, get a picture, and I'm his reflection, just as much as I'm my mother's reflection. And his absence taught me a lot, right? And that's kind of crazy how you can do something while you doing nothing, you're still doing something. And father's not perfect, just like my mother, and their actions caused me to be the way I am today, right? Kevin Tyrone Downer, my bad, give y'all hold the government, but you know, this young man that was into superheroes and, you know, didn't finish going to school and, you know, started a YouTube channel, started being spiritual and believing in spirits, gods, deities, spirits. I already said spirits. Like this, I'm a literal child, middle child. Like, I'm a special person, and I wouldn't have been that special person if my father was in my life. And me being able to be mature about it and look at things from a third eye view, about the third eye bird's eye view, and look at my father and what, you know, his actions taught me. It taught me a lot. It put an incredible responsibility on my shoulders, and maybe, you know, the universe intended to put on my shoulders at that age. You know, life don't always go how it's supposed to go, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like, you know, it was destined. Like I said, you know, and like I wouldn't want a father. I always wanted a father. I always wanted my father to be there for me. I always wanted my father to, you know, to see me with kids, you know. Same thing with my mother. I ain't saying I got kids, but I want to see my father. You know, I want my father to see my kids. I want my father to be in my life. I think anybody, any young man wants their father in life because it's just, you know, they are a reflection, or the kids is the reflection of the parents. And, you know, lacking a father, you know, took a string toll on me, self-esteem wise, you know. It'll make you feel like it's your fault, or, you know, you will be trying to find every reason or find every way to, you know, bring somebody back. And part of that reason, you know, wasn't even my fault. Like I said, I got it from my mother. But, you know, we live and we learn. And, you know, I still love my father despite, you know, all the wrong that he has done, you know. But one thing I can't do right now is like forgive him. Like forgiveness is like so hard for me to do. Like, and it's only particularly because of that, because it's, you know, we hold men and women to different standards. And, you know, more personal things. Like I said, my father was going through something. He went through something where he felt like he couldn't, you know, he couldn't rise to the occasion. So he decided to be, you know, a coward about it. And I can't sit here and judge him like I know what he going through. I can't sit here and be mad about him forever because like I said, he was probably going through something that he couldn't handle. And the emotional side of me, the kid side of me that's like, you know, that don't care what he was going through, that don't care what he's going through and just, you know, want to be cared for, really don't want to hear that. but the grown up adult, not even the adult version of me, the more the bird's eye view perspective of me, the God level understanding is telling me, Kevin, you know you need to forget this, man. You need to forgive him. You need to move on, and and you're not forgiving him for his sake. You're forgiving him for your own sake. You need to take that lesson that I'm giving you and learn from it, so you can move on with your life. Like I said, you allow yourself to forever stay a victim by even succumbing to that, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. But speaking to the love of my father, like like I said, even though like I said he was absent, it's kind of crazy how genetics and behaviors and that type of stuff can really get transferred through your DNA. Like my little brother act like my father, and I don't know how many times they had interactions, but maybe like I said, he, even me, like I'm goofy like him. Like the times I have seen him, he's just goofy. He's just a child. The good aspect of a child, and then the good aspect, the bad aspects, the immaturity, and then like the goofiness, and that's kind of like how I am. Like I'm goofy. Like I'm just goofy. My mother is goofy. I think we just all goofy people, and it's just funny how life turned out the way it did, the way that it unfolded, and like I said, I just, even though this is sad, like it's kind of like a sad subject, like I just feel so good about it. Like I don't know, it's just life just be unfolding, and I just carry a sense of peace with me, so I don't be bothered by it that often. Even when I am sad about it, or I'm about to, at my tipping point, when I'm emotional about it, I just still, like, I'm still a happy person about it. Like, there's no other life I would rather had than this one. Cause I'm just so grateful for it. It's like, it's so unbelievable. Like, it's just, it don't make no sense, but it makes so much sense. But yeah, like I said, they just say you made in this image, and I made in my father's image. I was about to say I'm as handsome as he was. Like I said, I'm as charming as he was, in whatever way he was. I don't know. Shit, he seemed like he had to be a little charming to get my mother and got her pregnant 10 times. So shit, me 8 times. So I'm like, had to be something about him, you know. But I honestly hope that he, get himself together. I hope that he honestly find some peace in his heart, you know. I hope he forgive himself. I hope that he honestly forgives himself. I hope that he honestly, comes face to face with himself. And I know that's a lot for him. It's gonna be a lot. It's a lot for anybody. But it's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I be having, like, I really don't like seeing people in pain. I hate suffering. I hate suffering so much that I would much rather me burn than anybody else burn. Not in that way. But I just hate seeing people burn. Even somebody I don't like, not saying it's my father, but like people I don't like, I hate doing them wrong in a sense of like they deserve it. Or I hate, you know, people suffering, right? Men, women, children, I really don't care who it is. I just don't like people suffering. I hate it. But I understand that suffering is part of like just the life, and that's the lesson that you gotta learn. But I just hate it. But that's just what my father going through. I love him. I honestly love my father to death. All I ever wanted was a father. I once joined a basketball team in like 7th grade. one thing that I thought would happen when I joined the basketball team was my dad was gonna come to a game. Only because I had a friend, I got one of my closest friend at the time. He joined the basketball team, and his dad came to the game. So in the kid mind, the thing about kids, they think everything is their fault when things like that is like with parental things. And like I said, you just not in your parents not telling you their business because you're a little kid. You don't need to be in it anyway. But you know, my close friend, we had a similar situation where his dad was like a deadbeat. There when he, there when he was, and you felt this presence. Then you're not there the next second. Uh, and so he joined the basketball team, and his dad came to the games. So in my head as a kid, I'm like, damn. So if I join the basketball team, maybe my dad to come back, or maybe he'll show up. Maybe he see me. And I think that's one of the saddest things about it is that you don't really think about parents is that you don't really want nothing from them anyway. All you want is their care and their attention. Of course, kids ask for shit. I ain't gonna lie. Of course, we gonna ask for shit, but like I said, and you gotta just accept that when you're in poverty, you can't get everything. But as a youngin, all I really wanted was my father's attention. Like I wanted my father to be there for me. And you don't get it. And then and the crazy thing about I never joined the basketball team. I didn't even make it. I was fucking terrible. Like when I say I was terrible, I was fucking terrible. I don't know why I'm sitting there going to the fucking park every weekend. I'm thinking I'm just practicing everything. That's crazy. I was just out and about as a teenager. Damn. Like I just get up, hop on the bus and go to the park. Like it just I'm just but yeah, and I was just sitting there doing this and just trying to my bad. I'm sitting there. My brain can go on. It can get one thought and it go in like 5 different directions at the same time. So I'll be simultaneously talking about 5 different things and going down 5 different streets. My bad. But yeah, I did a lot of things trying to see if my father would come back. And the thing about it, even though he's not here, he's here, right? Father's teaching me something, and you always have been, whether he's been there or not. And I appreciate him for it. Taught me a lot of valuable things about how not to wait on nobody. Talking about keeping it real, shit. That's funny. But it's other stuff he's taught me. But like I said, I'm just really venting, just talking for real. And anybody that may know me personally think I'm going through something, I'm not going through nothing. I got in my feelings. Look, I was drinking a couple hours ago. I'm down now. I'm back like sober and like my mind is level headed. But you just be getting feelings, and it's just like sometimes I can't talk to people. I'm not saying like I'm lonely. I got definitely other people, a lot of people to talk to. It's just I don't know. I always felt more comfortable talking to myself, and the internet is fucking. The internet is a way to immortalize yourself. So, my father may not see this. My family might not ever see it. I really don't care. Somebody can see it and they can, relate to it. The reason I make these videos is to relate to people. I don't want to ever seem like I'm just somebody that's like I feel like I'm a man on a mission. Like I said, this is a channel about the supernatural, like supernatural development. Just trying to reach enlightenment and aspire for something higher than myself. Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, something that's not the normal self. Buddhahood, But I have to be honest. I have to be transparent. I have to be real with y'all. I'm not about to front and act like I'm not who I am. I'm not about to front and act like, my life isn't my life and what I experience is not what I experience. And just like my mother's not perfect, my father's not perfect, you know. And this is not giving either of them an easy out because, because the real fact of the matter is they didn't particularly do their job well. And I'm taking it upon myself to not even give them that responsibility anymore. I'm taking it upon myself to forgive them, give them grace because, they humans, they people. And as much as you may feel like, or that inner child may feel like being angry, it comes to a certain point in time where the parent has to come in and reassure the kid and rear him. And that's what I had to learn how to do to myself is I had to be able to, move myself whenever I felt bad about something or felt, you know, upset about something, or I had to learn how to soothe myself and cope. And I feel like cope is a bad word to a certain extent, but that's the only way I can really explain it. You got to find a way to manage. You have to find a way to maneuver and be okay with, the bad in your life. Like people be trying to get rid of the bad all the way. You got to realize the bad is there for a reason. It's there to help you with maneuvering and getting through your day-to-day life. And that's something I realized as a recent with just spiritual insights and just read and just meditate. Like, I don't believe I'd be this way if my father was in my life and my mother was just so, and my mother was more present as well. Like I said, she was absent to a certain extent too, but that's because she had to. But, I don't believe I'd be any other way. And I'm just grateful and I love my parents for the way that shit turned out. Whether it was negative or, whether it's perceived as negative, Like I said, I don't think anything is like forgivable and, you can wipe it off, clean slated. But I feel like a lot of things can be worked on and a lot of things can be forgiven. And the things that they done can be forgiven, and it could be amendable. But so that's why I give them grace. I give them, grace and compassion because they need it. I give my siblings grace and compassion because they need it, right? I feel like I'm strong enough to be able to handle that. I believe that's with the universe. They believed I was strong enough to handle that. I guess that's why I was always so mature thinking since a young age and trying to be responsible and worried about bringing the family back together. I'm not supposed to bring the family back together. That's what I'm realizing. I was never meant to do that. All I was meant to do was show the family the right way to go. Just to be a light, just to be a vessel for the light to show them their own right way to go. Right. Like if you ever see like a picture of a match, I'm one match and I'm like the other match, and it keep going on forever and ever. Right? Because this is how reality is. Like I said, there's no end to this. But I'm just trying to just doing my job. That's all. But yeah, I'm glad I can really speak that and get it out my chest for real. So like I said, I miss my father. I miss my father. I missed out on the whole experience of that fatherhood experience, that fatherly love. I missed that. I missed out on it so much, in a sense of like a physical love. And no, and I more got an intellectual love, and I got an intellectual idea of love for my father, not like a physical or emotional. Same thing with my mother. I got I didn't even get a physical love. I got like a sense of love that is like, It's not obvious. It's very intuitive. Like, I know clearly my mother's loved me because she took care of me. She put clothes on my back. She fed me. We had a house. But it was nothing explicitly said that, like, like, Kevin, I love you as my son. And I think that breaks my heart as well. But I get it. I understand. Like, that's the thing. As I got older, I understand. I'm not, and just because I understand, I don't mean that is right. It's just that, you won't. I won't allow that to disturb me. I won't allow that, you know, that sense of suffering to hinder me, to stop me from understanding and having some type of compassion. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm on the verge of crying, but like I'm keeping it together. Just because this is real. Like I said, I ain't about to be internet crying, man. What? I turned this shit off. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's some of the corny shit ever. Just crying on the internet. Like I said, I'm a very emotional person for real, for one. Two, I'm just goofy. Like I said, like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I could really be an actor for real. I'm just a dramatic person. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be at work being over dramatic for no reason, but like, I'm really sensitive person. Just gonna keep it real. I see y'all just switched to 20 different faces, but I could probably really be an actor. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. I'm glad I'm confident in myself now. I could really do anything I put my mind to, dog. That's crazy. Damn, that shit is crazy. I really used to be it's unconfident a word. I used to like really be doubtful of who I was and my abilities. I really care about I really came a long way. But yeah, life is beautiful, man. Life is just so beautiful. I love my mother. I love my father. I love my parents. I just love, like, I'm just such in a loving state right now. Like, and the crazy thing is, during this video, I'm gonna ask who was around. I ain't gonna lie, there's somebody around. I only said that because the light flickered. I don't know if y'all noticed it. My bad. Probably an ancestor or something. Either an ancestor or just a Roman spirit. But yeah. Yeah. So if y'all like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Thank you.